do it. I have a lot of drive and ambition for sure. Just juggling every day. That's an everyday life for BelleJolie. I don't judge people off of their bank accounts, and I would want my husband to think that same way. I have all of these.
Hey cousin, happy Tuesday, Married at First Sight season 20. I am still reviewing episode 1. What I'm doing different this year is I'm splitting up the couples in their vetting process, okay? So this way, at the end of the season, I can go back and look and say, what did I say based on the information that the couples gave? So let's review. We've already talked about Adam and Marissa. I love Adam. Adam is my type of guy. A lot of people think that that is controlling. I don't think it's controlling, but that's because I have that same mentality of being sure and knowing what it is that you want. Remember that your husband is a choice, and you get to choose and decide who you want to spend the rest of your life with. He has built himself to be able to provide for wife and family. He makes a lot of money. He has a home. He has a few toys. He is 31 though, and I don't think Adam is being honest about his age. I think Adam is older than 31. Adam, maybe, to me, he looks like a man in his 40s, and I'm saying this as a 48-year-old woman. I think Adam is in his 40s. He doesn't drink. Based on his family values, I'm wondering, is he either Christian, born again Christian, or Jewish? Somebody said they think he is Jewish. So that could really help about the whole drinking situation. I don't know if not drinking at all means I'm not even going to have a glass of wine. I'm not sure. Like, I believe, in having a glass of wine. Okay. Marissa, on the other end, she's out there. Well, let me not use the word out there. She's drinking. She's throwing back shots. She sent him a little alcohol for the wedding gift, and he was like, red flag number 1. He doesn't drink. And a lot of people was so disgusted that he said that's a red flag. This is what I don't understand about women. We want to say what we want in a husband, what we want in a man, but as soon as a man says, I don't want a woman who drinks, it's this big problem. I don't understand the mentality of a lot of women, okay? He also wants somebody physical. She is very thin, but I don't think she's physical, because when he sent her the gear for, he's like, as long as there's nothing in here and I can, which means she might not be physical. I also think she does not look her age. She's also 30. And I also think that she's looking a little older than her age. Okay, I think that covers Marissa and Adam. Oh, Marissa's allergic to cats. But for the right guy, she will take an allergy pill. And Adam is a cat dad. Based on the information for this couple, I do not think they are a match. They're just the opposite of what each other want. And it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to work out. We did see a scene in the previews where Adam was saying to someone who I think was BelleJolie that Adam says, she is the love of my life, so I need to either be all in or all out. So we will see what happened. The next couple that went already is Filipe and Tori. Filipe is a problem. Filipe parties all night, drinks all night. He missed 2 or 3 Zoom meetings with the experts. He was late for 2 in-person meetings with Paul. He said to him that, after the restaurant, we went here. We came to my house and we partied all night till 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even get no sleep. He's going to be a problem. Something awkward is with Filipe. He doesn't sit up straight. He sits over like this. His mom is gorgeous. I don't know if he's adopted or not. he got some confidence booster, and whoever gave it to him, that he needs to go back and get his money back because he's annoying. I can already tell just by reading his bio. I already knew he was going to annoy me until the end. Okay. Tori's very pretty. Tori does not look like any person in her family. Now, my girlfriend says she thinks Tori had some work done. And I was thinking the same thing because, I mean, she has the duck look. A lot of people who have plastic surgery usually end up having the duck look. The duck look is you look like a duck, okay? But I wasn't sure, okay? So one of the cousins left in the comment that she believed Tori had work done. She do not believe Tori was adopted. I also thought Tori was adopted because she doesn't look like anybody in her family. Let me give the cousin a shout out. And she made a good point. She said she thought the same thing about Tori being adopted, but Tori was raised in a trailer park. And she do not think that that's the right environment for a child to be adopted in. So she do not think Tori was adopted. And she believes that Tori did get some work done. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought Tori got some work done. I just didn't say it, okay? So let me give a shout out to Carcelli 4193. She said, I thought Tori was probably adopted as well, but she said she was raised poor in a trailer park, which I don't think that would have been the environment to be approved for an adoption. So that's a good point. Donald H. Jr., he said, I think Tori had some plastic surgery, maybe a nose job or something. So thank you for confirming that. I thought it, but when it didn't click for me until my girlfriend said it. Based on what Tori and Filipe want, it sounds a match in that Tori's this Filipe is this party all night. You know, Tori is a family person. They're both family people. She was asked, what if he's a fun boy? She said she would be so into that. She said, her house, it's chaos. And she was asked, what happened when your family comes over? And she said the cops has to be called. She said she was joking. And then she said, well, not really. Those things. It sounds like Tori and Filipe is a match. Like they have family values. They like the party, crazy partying all night situation. So based on those things, they sound like they're a match. However, the problem is going to come in if they stay together, when Tori is ready to have kids, and kids need a clean home, a quiet home, that you ain't no be partying until 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Daddy needs to come home and help with the kids. That's probably going to be where the problem is. So based on the information, based on the vetting information that the experts got out of Tori and Filipe, based on those things, it sounds like they could be a match. Adam and Marissa, they are the total opposite of what they want. So the next couple we're going to talk about is Mecca and Bel Jolie. Okay, so I was talking to one of my girlfriends at work yesterday, and I said, I was saying maybe BelleJolie is from New Orleans. She said, no, she thinks she's Haitian. I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I have a Haitian girlfriend. So I went to her. She was like, no, she wouldn't put the little hyphen over Belle. Belle, it would be BelleJolie. And she said, no, that's not right. Then I said, well, Belle's mama is spelled on the camera violent, Violent. She said, no, that's not right. She said the spelling is the same in Creole as it is in English. She said it would be Violet, like we spell Violet. I said, maybe her name is Violet and they spelled it violent. She said, no, that's incorrect. Okay. So we're going to see. She's going to watch and she'll let me know. She says she'll let me know. Okay. So the next couple is Mecca and Bel Jolie. Now, the people on Facebook already started having heart attacks and compulsion because I say I'm not dating no potty cleaner, no sanitation worker. Okay. People women and men get so offended when you say you don't want to date a blue collar guy. I am not the wife of a potty cleaner. I am not the wife of a sanitation worker. Okay, nothing wrong. I'm just saying for me, I'm not interested. I knew at 14 years old, I was 14. I didn't like men that do dirty jobs, and my daddy was a contractor. My father worked in construction, and I knew at 14. And I started living with him when I was 12. And at 14, I knew. I knew it. I was on my knees cleaning those white tile marble floors. It was raining. My daddy came in through the main entrance. His dirty boots messing up my clean floors. I just cleaned. Usually he comes through the garage, take off all his dirty stuff. My stepmom would have his stuff out there, take off all his dirty stuff, leave it in the garage, put on his best slippers, and he would come in, go take a shower. This day, the devil got into my daddy, and he decided he was going to come through the front door in his dirty, muddy, rainy, dirty boots and walk right through my very nice walkway that I just cleaned on my knees because I love those white tiles. I told my husband, for every house, we have to have white marble tiles going in the front of my house, okay? And that day, at 14 years old, I said, no, sir. I don't want no man that do dirty jobs. I don't like blue collar men. I am not, look at me. I am not the wife of a blue collar. I am not the wife of a mechanic. I am not the wife of a sanitation worker. God bless the sanitation workers. I blow them kisses when they pass. And I'd be like, thank you. But I would never date them. So for those of you getting offended at what I said about Mecca being a toilet cleaner, the problem is yours, boo-boo. Your husband is a choice. You actually get to choose him. I choose not to be married to a potty cleaner. It's your problem, not mine. Okay. So let's go on over and see what Mecca and Bel Jolie was saying. She said something interesting. I don't judge people by their bank account. Girl, you're 28, you should. Because at 28, you should already kind of basically know what it is that you want. And it's time for you now to start getting married, vetting men for marriage so you could have babies. And yes, the bank account determines how many babies you're going to have or how comfortable your life is going to be. But she's young. She's 28. She's struggling. Oh, I'm juggling 55 jobs. Yeah. So, people who have struggle lives, they don't mind struggling. If you have a struggle life, I would think you do not want to marry into struggle. Okay. So let's go on over and see what Sister Girl got to say. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up. If you're new here, my name is Janice. I review Married at First Sight, Road to Love. I do any content on marriage, dating, so on and so forth. The husband profile begins in September if you want to sign up. Okay. All right. So we go over to BelleJolie, and she's in a club singing. She has a very pretty voice. She is a beautiful girl, and I had high hopes for her until she opened her mouth. So Paul comes in, and he was excited about her singing, that she could sing. And they go to somewhere private, and then we see her talking about, she's a makeup artist. She's a freelancer. She's juggling several jobs. And she said, I don't judge people by their bank account, and I would hope that the men don't judge me. See, right there, I already know. Right there, girl. Right there, we already know. We already know. But she's 28, so I'm going to cut her a little grace. She's 28, I'm going to cut her a little grace because she later said her mama was in the club dancing with her, and she was like, "What you doing dancing in the club pregnant?" Then she said, "I might be doing the same thing." Right there, she lost me, girl. Get a hood chick. I just had so many high hopes for this girl. But you don't really know people until they start talking to you and tell you who they are. Okay, so BelleJolie, first of all, a man should not be judging you on your bank account, because a man should not be interested in how much money you have or how much money you have in your bank account to consider if he wants to marry you. The only thing he needs to consider is your credit report. Are you a shopaholic? Are you a spender? Do you spend everything you have because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses? Woman, you definitely should judge men based on their bank account. However, BelleJolie's 28 and so is Mecca. So at about 20, a man 28, he might not be really established yet. He might just be getting his foot wet at 28. So I'm going to cut Mecca a little bit of slack too, in that at 28, he might not be really ready to get married, because he might not be really financially established yet, which is why I tell ladies, Mecca's 28, she should be trying to date somebody who's about 35, because right around 30, 35-ish, a man should be established and have some years in the system, at least for my husband. My husband, he was well established by the time my husband was 28, 30, he was well established. The reason why I know is because we were calculating how many years of investments do we have together, and together we have about 55 years. My husband started really investing for his retirement when he was about 30 years old. I started my first job out of college when I was about 24. Okay. So, yes, ladies, you should be judging a man based on his bank account. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, a man who wants to marry you should be established. Okay. If he's trying to figure things out, he's trying to get established, he's trying to get on his feet, that is not husband. Not if you're ready to get married right now. If you're ready to get married and you meet a man who's still trying to figure his life out and is not established, that is not a man you marry. Okay? And no, he should not be judging you based on your bank account, but you must most definitely judge him based on his bank account. Does he have retirement? Does he have savings? Is he in debt? Is he a shopaholic? Does he wear, eat, drink, everything? Is he in consumer debt? The only thing I overlook are student loans up to a certain amount. There was this guy, I was 20, I was about 28-ish, 29-ish, and he was in, if I remember correctly, I have it written down in my book, so I will go back and look at it, but he was in almost 400 or over $400,000 in student loans. Guess what, cousin James? I ran to the hills from whence cometh my help. I don't mind student loans, as long as you've been paying it, but I'm not married no man with no $400,000. I'm not even married a man for $100,000 student loan. 50-ish, if he's been paying it, I'm okay with it. But I'm not going higher than 50. I think my student loan was about 30. Okay. So Mecca and BelleJolie, they're at that age where I'm going to cut him some slack. They're not really established. He's not really established. He's probably just getting his foot wet. And she needs to take the husband profile. But I'm not judging him by his bank account, and I hope he wouldn't be. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be interested in your bank account at all. Okay. So we go over to Mecca and he's having his little talk. And I'm trying to listen. It sounds like he has a very, very light accent. So I just need to listen a little bit more. If you do not know, I am into accents, okay? Well, no, I'm not really into accents. I do not like accents except the British accent. I love it. And you know, I never thought all those years to go to Britain to meet my husband. Okay, if he had legal status in the United States, because y'all know I'm not giving nobody their legal status. But anyways, I'm into like names and I have an ear for accents and stuff like that. Okay. So he's saying he want a woman to serenade him. Hi, Michael. Come on. Come. How are you? Your foot and your finger hurt, so you need to stay home. Sit up here. Let me see your feet. Up, jump. Big baby boy. Let me see your foot. Right here.
He was getting red.
Did you hit it last night? Playing tennis? Why is it hurting?
Because of that, Jolie cannot strain it and
How did you strain it?
soccer.
Soccer? Oh, okay. All right. You can stay home with Daddy today. I'll make your book for today, and you're gonna do those spelling.
Dad, Mom, make it all reading.
All reading?
Because my fingers hurt.
Oh, so you can't do no math? Should I set up a class with Mr. John? A math tutoring session?
Yeah.
Sure.
I will try to like it.
You will try. All right, honey. You can stay home with Daddy today, okay? All right. I can't stay home. My finger hurt. He has ice on his finger. But that is less. On my heel hurt from playing soccer. Your heel. Playing soccer. The heel of your foot. But it's okay. My kids could stay home. It's a day. I'm tired. I don't feel I want to stay home today. It's okay with me. Okay. Once in a while. I don't have a problem with it. Okay. All right. So Mecca say he wouldn't mind a woman singing him to sleep every night. Child, who are you? A baby? Only babies and kids need to be sang to sleep every night. Oh my God, he's gonna be a problem for me. Mecca's already a problem. He's a baby. He's 28 too, 28. Mecca's also a pretty boy. Okay, so she sings. He wants to be serenaded every night. I don't know about every night now. So let's that's interesting. Okay, that's one. Okay. So let's listen more and see what else he got to say. So BelleJolie is looking for someone who has ambition. Her deal breakers are someone who doesn't have drive, and he has to be clean. Okay, that's good. Mecca is a porta potty cleaner. He said he used to be embarrassed to tell people he cleaned porta potties. That's why I'm thinking he's just doing this for now. This is not something he wants to do for the rest of his life. And then he mentioned the girl who thought that his line of work threw off her pH balance. Well, maybe if you wasn't washing before you do the do, which I hope y'all was using protection. But anyways, I think maybe she didn't like you and wanted to get rid of you. He also said that, he didn't think anybody would want to love him. He sounds like he needs counseling. He don't need a wife. Mecca sounds a counselor. He needs a therapist. Mecca does not need a wife. Okay, he needs a therapist. This is why 28-year-old boys should not be getting married. Okay, you should go to therapy. He shouldn't be getting married. He needs to go to therapy. He goes on to say that the thing that scares him the most is not being accepted. Why are you getting married? Why are you getting married? You should not be getting married. And you should not be getting married at first sight because you might be rejected. Again, Mecca need a therapist, not a wife. He got a whole lot of stuff he needs to work through before you get married. Because it sounds like Mecca wants to be the woman. He don't sound like he needs to be the husband, where the husband is covering, protecting, providing, shielding, and all of those things. Though, ladies, we are to respect our husband, honor him, praise him, adore him. I can hear BelleJolie now. Nigga, you's a party cleaner. We should never talk to our husbands like that, okay? Which is why you're choosing married men you admire, not men you have to deal with or tolerate. So Paul said, I see your salary, and he said, not bad. He said, not bad right now. And Mecca said, it's not bad. Supplement with. It's bad. It's bad. Unless Paul is thinking, how much do you get paid to be a porta potty cleaner? Supplement. Ladies, whenever a man say his income is supplement, okay, food stamps, like what is it? Nutritional and what is the thing for food stamps? Anyways, food stamps has supplement in there. In other words, this is something additional. You need this to kind of help with that. Yeah, his income is supplemented with other things. He ain't making no money. His daddy might be making some money. It's a family business. That's not what he wants to do. Mecca is too pretty to be a potty cleaner, okay? So he's modeling, he's catering, he's doing all these. Again, he's 28. I keep forgetting. He's 28, okay? He's 28. Ladies, do you see why you don't marry 28 years old guys who are still trying to figure their lives out, supplementing their income? You don't marry them, okay? You don't marry men who have to supplement their income. So Mecca's talking to Dr. Paul, and he says, I can't help. I look in the mirror, and I can't help but saying this is a good-looking guy. Yeah, pretty boys do that. Pretty boys do that. And he said he would like for the person that he's going to be matched with to look something like him, but in the female version. Mecca has BelleJolie's beautiful girl, and she has a nice body. She also, Mecca talk about matching outfits. Please, with the Ghetto Fabulous matching outfits, unless it's conference or something like that. The matching outfits, I cannot do. It's Easter with the matching outfits, please. Please do not do the matching outfits, okay? So then Dr. Lisa said, let's talk about your family, and Mecca shared the story about his mom left, and then the story with his stepmom and his brother and his sister and him being in the car, and he remembered the day like it's yesterday. Like some of those memories, we remember them as if they were yesterday, and he started crying. He said he knew what it meant with his sister and his brother living with his stepmom, that he was going to be alone. Now, the next question Dr. Lisa should ask is, did you get extensive counseling for that? Which I am making the assumption he did not. He didn't. Because he wants somebody who is not going to leave. And a healthy mindset is you might do something to cause her to leave. She might leave. So a young man like Mecca, who has a traumatic experience too, his mama left and the stepmama left, should not be getting married without extensive counseling. And this is why vetting is important, ladies. This is why it's so important to talk to them and get all the data, get all the information. This is why I don't understand. Oh, I saw him and I fell in love. I need the data in order for me to fall in love. That is to never fall in love. I need information, and this is vital information. A woman needs to make a decision about a young man, and Mecca should not be getting married. He got too many issues. He should not be getting married right now. He needs to be in extensive counseling, twice a week for 5 years. Because he's going to bring that trauma in the marriage, and now his wife is going to need to make up for what his mama and his stepmama did. And that's not fair for her. That's not fair for any woman to be trying to make up for what his mama and his stepmama did. So then Mecca said her mama is her best friend. She didn't know her dad. She met him later in life, and he requested a DNA test. It was quite evident that she was his. Your mama was pregnant in the club dancing, boo-boo. Your daddy had every right to ask for a DNA test. As a matter of fact, I think every man should ask for a DNA test. I would not be offended if my husband asked me for a DNA test. Some of y'all women is trickery and doing all kind of trickery, slippery stuff, trying to slip kids in on them. I told y'all when I had little Michael, his daddy called him. Mike says, "Bring the baby. Don't you bring that baby home unless you bring that baby over here to see me." Okay, and my husband brought little Michael to his dad, and his dad moved the blanket and said, "Oh yeah, he's one of ours." Okay, he's one of ours, because all the Thompson children, they look alike. I've shown you my husband when he was a baby, and little Michael is a baby, and y'all don't know the difference. Okay, so I don't have a problem, man, asking for DNA test. Her just being offended. She's young. That's going to be my answer for everything. When it comes to Mecca and BelleJolie, they're young. Oh, they're young. Okay, so she has daddy problems. He has mama problems. Two people trauma bonding, which means he can't leave because she's going to be reminded. He's going to remind her of her daddy. She can't leave because she's going to remind him of his mama and his stepmama. These two people, Mecca and BelleJolie, should not be getting married because they're going to be trauma bonding. And you should not get married to someone who you're going to trauma bond with. It is a recipe for disaster. But I'm here for it this season. I'm here for the messiness this season, okay? I want to take that picture of me. I'm here for it. I'm here for the messiness. So they both want to rewrite the past. He doesn't want kids being raised in a broken home. She wants her kids to be. And my parents been married for 25 years, and they want to create this beautiful family and stuff like that. So we're gonna see. Will they stay married based on trauma and struggle? I'm so tired of seeing the Black people struggle. That's why I cannot wait to get to Sean and Nikki, because Nikki looks like she's just cash. My name is Cash Money. Okay, I cannot wait to get. Lord, I hope I like her. I feel like I'm gonna like her. I can't wait to get to Nikki, because she just seems like the type of girl I would want to hang out with and have coffee with. BelleJolie and Mecca is the struggle of couple of the season, and we shall see, will the trauma and the trauma bond work out, and the struggling with the money is not going to work out. To me, it is not good. It is not healthy, and these two people should not be getting. So Paul says something that's interesting to me. Mecca and Belle, they're in similar stages of their lives where they are discovering who they are. If you are discovering who you are, you should not be getting married, honey, because by the time you're done discovering, you might realize you didn't like who you thought you liked while you were discovering who you are. He said they also have shared values and even their careers. They're both artistic. In other words, they're both struggling artists. I don't think any woman should get married and struggle with a man. It's just sinful. Like, that is the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not struggle with a man. Okay. But shared values of staying together and having a family together, which means, are you going to try to stay together just because you want to be able to say we've been together, but you're not really supposed to be together? I got problems with that. I don't like it. So then Dr. Lisa brought up a wonderful point where I'm like, why are you matching Mecca? Why are you giving him a wife? Because she said his mom left him, his stepmom left him, which told him he is not lovable. And he's going to have to do a lot of work to overcome that programming. Exactly, Dr. Lisa. You should have said to Mecca, I don't think you should be getting married right now, but let's set up, I don't know if she's a psychologist, a psychiatrist, I don't know, a therapist session. Let's set up some counseling session to help you to override that programming, which to me, I do not think that is something that should be override in marriage. And this is what I mean, ladies, about marrying men who have issues, alcohol, drugs, trauma, because now I need to depend on you to overcome that programming in our marriage, which to me is something should be done before you get married. You should not be married, get married, and you haven't worked out your challenges and your issues, because then your marriage is going to be about your problem. And that is not fair for the other person. It's not fair. Mecca should not be getting married. Listen, ladies, if you meet a Mecca, do not marry a Mecca. He is ready to get married, which is why you need to sign up for the husband profile, girl. Sign up for the do not marry Mecca. Okay, he's not ready to be married. Then Paul says, Bel is the light that Mecca needs. And then Dr. Lisa said, Mecca at his most actualized might very well be the perfect match for Bel. So in other words, at this point in Mecca's life, he is not the perfect match for Bel. So why are you matching Mecca with Bel? In other words, what she's saying, when Mecca work out all his problems and programming and overcome all that trauma, he might, the word she used, let me show you if you do not believe me. He might, hold on. He might be the perfect match for Mecca. Let me play for y'all if y'all don't believe me.
Light about her. She would be perfect for Mecca.
And Mecca at his most actualized might very well be the perfect match for Bel.
Mecca at his most actualized might be the perfect. In other words, don't marry him, ladies. Do not marry the man who's not at his most actualized. Thank you for that, Dr. Lisa. I'm going to borrow it. Mecca is not at his most actualized. So why are you matching him with Bel? Why are you matching him? A man should be at his most actualized before he get married. he should not still be in self-discovery. Granted, we're always discovering new things about ourselves. But what I mean is you need to figure everything out that you. I've been married to my husband 13 and a half years. And everything, 13 years later, everything that I wrote down and liked about my husband is still the things I like about. There's nothing I have learned about him in these 13 years, except he has summer colds. I don't know why my husband have a cold every summer. I don't know what it is. Maybe because he's the closest to the AC. His side of the bed is right where the AC is. I don't know, girl. But don't marry a man who's still in self-discovery, because it's going to be a problem for you. Because you know what? He might be his most actualized and not like you, girl. He might not like you. I don't know. Why are they matching them? They should not be. So we're over at the wedding prep, and BelleJolie is getting ready, and her mom comes in. She's beautiful. Her name is Violet, though. So I recorded that part to show my Haitian girlfriend. Violet. Maybe her mother meant to put Violet, but she couldn't spell Violet. I did have a client once. Her name was Vagina, not Virginia. Vagina, V-A-G-A-N, Vagina, G-I-N-A, Vagina. She was from Virginia. So we're thinking she could spell Virginia. She put vagina. But I don't know, girl, her mama name. Or maybe the producers made an error in making her name Violent. I don't know. But I recorded to show my Haitian girlfriend. Her mom is beautiful. She's gorgeous, okay? And I love what she said. She said, you know, I'm gonna have to inspect him. And BelleJolie was like, don't be doing too much on my husband now. I wish there was a man there to talk to him and stuff like that. But you know, life happens. Some people have daddy or male figures, or women think they can do the job of a man. I don't know, but absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So we go back over to Mecca and his bridegrooms, and I'm looking at his ankles, and I'm like, are those white socks? Woo! I know one of the groomsmen heard me thinking, because they asked, do you have socks? Or he ain't got no socks on. And with the high water pants. And I thought the high water tight pants phase was over, but apparently he might be like me, that do your shopping after the season is over. Because Mecca has all the tight pants, high waters, and no socks. I thought that phase, help me out in the comments, my cousin. I thought the phase with the high water tight pants and no socks was over. We're still in that season in 2026. Huh? Of course he had on a do-rag. See, I can't. He's 28. He's 28. He's 28. This is what 28 do. This is what I keep forgetting, cousin. I heard you. I heard you, girl. Hashtag 28. Let me see who watched all the way to the end. Hashtag 28. Okay, he's 28. He's 28. Okay, the do-rag and all that stuff. Okay, so we will see what's going to happen with these couples. I'm going to end it right here because the next part are the weddings, and I'm going to do that separately just to have my wedding reaction. I must say, I do like how Peacock is doing this season. I think I like it. I think it helps me better to review the shows because I can split it up in sections, and then we can keep the conversation just based on what we talk about. So let me know what you think about Mecca and Bel Jolie. Do you think they're a match? I do not think they're a match. I think they should not be matched. I think Mecca should not be getting married. I think BelleJolie is okay to get married at 28. But Mecca at 28, I don't think he should be getting married. I don't think he's going to get married. And I don't think it's fair for a woman to deal with all the he's bringing in the marriage. I absolutely love you. I adore you. If you want to take the husband profile, it begins in September. So the link is below. Be sure to sign up. I absolutely love you. Please leave a comment for me. Share this out. Hype this video up and let me know what you think. And remember, #28. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.